As we look ahead, you have seen the road that we have walked since 2009. This is 2012. Our strategy ends in 2013. And therefore, we need to begin thinking about bringing it to a close and appreciating the things that we have done and things that we have not done so well, and begin preparing for the future. We have not walked alone. We've walked with many of you and others that are not here. And the road has been long, and it's still long, and there are many opportunities still ahead for us to work together. This last session we've had has been important and significant in terms of you giving us your honest feedback in terms of where you see us go. And some of the ideas here will also be incorporated as we move forward. Our way forward is going to be informed a lot by the constitutional dispensation. Article 2.6 talks about access to services. And therefore, in terms of decentralization, we are going to decentralize our services. We have already established an office in Kisumu and Kapenguria in West Pokot County, where we are going to have our services managed from that area. As you also know, we will be establishing the next office in Isiolo very soon, and move on to Voi and Garissa. If you look at those regional offices, they are really at the slopes or at the heart of the most vulnerable communities or regions for one reason or the other. This is an area we'll ask you to walk with us, assist us as we cross those valleys. There will be times we'll ask you to carry us, or even at times we'll carry you and walk through the river with you. Some of the things that we'll do will focus on 4 outcomes. One will be to enhance the administration of justice. Article 47 is very key in terms of ensuring that justice is efficient, reasonable, expeditious, and lawful. That is very key, and to enable us to do that will ensure that we work towards the establishment of paralegal offices in the judiciary. The police still remains a frontier that we are challenged, and we are looking for partners to help us move there, because that's the first point of access to justice. We already have a request for Kisumu, Mavoko, Makadara, and Thika. Thika, we have a dual request of the judiciary and the police. The rules that we've spoken about will finalize the court user rules that are already under pilot and implementation. The traditional dispute resolution mechanisms, those rules, we're also going to push them to the next level, and you're going to see a serious drop in the case backlog in courts, because there will be various options, particularly the criminal process. We have a code of conduct for paralegals, but how should they practice? Like, the way lawyers have court etiquettes, I believe for the paralegals will be community or public etiquettes and practice rules that they can work with. County court user committees are very key, because this is where the High Court is based. For those who are familiar with court user, most of court users are at the district level or the court level, not at the county level. And we will strengthen the Nairobi County, Embu, Nakuru, among others. We are also moving towards specialized court user committee based on special interest groups. One, the children, and we'll be starting from the Nairobi Children's Court, and also the City Court. The City Court has its unique criminal matters because of the nature of clientele, and will be ensuring that there is dignity and integrity in the management of that court. Further, to enhance the administration of justice, we'll provide technical support to persons with disability, and especially on the area of mental health. The second outcome we'll be moving towards is on the implementation of the Constitution. It's not only the state affairs, it's our responsibility as citizens. And through legislative advocacy, as has been in the plenary, we'll advocate for the victims of offenses to be one of the acts of this country. And this act will really boost the management of offenders in this country. We believe with our Victims of Offences Act, we'll be able to appreciate each other, and issues of recidivism and the rehabilitation will be much easier to deal with. Again, if you look at the case backlog, or the congestion in prison. Most of the cases are petty offenders. Therefore, the establishment of the courts of petty sessions will be very key, which will run almost concurrently, hopefully, with the small claims court. We'll also be moving forward in terms of policy advocacy on the sentencing policy to minimize the sentencing discrepancies. The prebail policy, which will take into consideration the socio-economic aspects during bail administration in court. And finally, the establishment of a legal aid and awareness policy, which will take care of both victims and offenders and other persons who are in need of legal aid. Importantly is the word awareness. For the first time, and this is really a good practice for Kenya, we are moving towards ensuring there's a legal aid awareness. We will have activities that move the people to engage in the new county assemblies. None has been established yet, but next year, after elections, you'll have the county assemblies and the executive committees. One of the key issues we'll be focusing on is the whole issue of education and the extraction industry. This is issues around minerals and land, the whole issue of environment, which will be very key to many of these counties. Today, we've been using Twitter, and for those who have used 1Bob or 4Bob, you will use less or more, because it's important for us to move our public and voter education towards the technology. And this is one way we are going to move our public education, where we are going to use a lot of the technology, the SMS links, and other social media. Importantly for us, as we count our voters, prisoners are voters too. And therefore, we are going to conduct education in prison, and this will be the usual manual or talk education, because in prison, we cannot afford to use technology for now. Lastly, on the whole issue of public and strategic interest litigation, one of the new opportunities in the Constitution is the role of paralegals in litigation. You find that there are opportunities for paralegals to make themselves present in court. For example, as intermediaries is one way, at the police station as the other person, and there are many issues they can do, among others. So we are going to use them and train them and support them towards this, including the advocates. Sustainability is one thing that is key to us. And if there's any article that you must always remember, it is Article 3.1, because this is an article for all of us, which obligates us all to respect, to uphold, and defend this Constitution. And therefore, to enable us have the requisite capacity of respecting, upholding, and defending this Constitution, we must build our sustainability. And the issue about training of prison officers, we are going to do that together with other state agencies, and especially the national police, who are on the front line on the administration of justice, court clerks, who are the face of the judiciary, and the investigators. Those are some of the most vulnerable public offices in this country. The Haki Institute, we are learning center, and one of the faculties that we'll establish there is the paralegal faculty, where we'll be able to develop it, and therefore we urge you to support us in that enterprise. We'll also be having opportunity to have paralegal exchanges within Sudan, that is an emerging frontier, and also Somaliland, that is really, we're dying to learn from Kenya, despite its many challenges. We'll be developing institutional partnerships with academic institutions. And academic here, we do not mean the universities only. We also thinking of Roiro Training School for the prisons, the Kenya Police Training School in Abakasi, those kind of institutions, because they are critical in the administration of justice. We need to broadcast our information in the media, and therefore we'll be working towards the establishment of the LR24. On the screen, you will see a map there. This is LRF. This is the training center. This is the administration block, and that is the recreational center, or what do you call it? Lucy, you call it similar to the Red Court. Yes, that one there. So it's a self-sustaining enterprise, and this is the idea that the staff and the board conceptualized. To enable us implement our programmatic focus, we need to raise 150 million this year. For programs, we need 93 million. We have 59, in fact, less if you remove the administration and human resource costs, which will come to 27. To help us move with the Haki plan, we'll need around 30 million. That is not a lot of money for a big idea. If you look at that picture, that is the beginning of a foundation. And those are some of our partners and clients. And the cultures that we continue to develop in the community and in the other places of detention can become a reality through the Haki Institute.
It is true, what you've heard is what we do. And we need your support. We need your feedback. We need your partnership. And for many of us who have heard the stories that have come forth from Clarice and stories from Karaoke, it is true, this is an opportunity, and you can use LRF to fly to other places. And those who have been in LRF know what I'm talking about. And wherever we go and we see LRF through the paralegals, we are just happy to be associated with LRF at some point.
As Kenya implements the new constitution, the Legal Resources Foundation will have to play an even more significant role in shaping its implementation. Haki itawale.